Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new here, I'm Chantel Purcell. Hello, welcome. And also, if you're new, I'm gonna invite you to go back and feel free to watch like all the videos leading up to today. And because today I'm just gonna roll forward with an update. So I am 6 weeks post-op. I had my first of a few reconstructive surgeries 6 weeks ago, where they put in tissue expanders and bilateral, and also bilateral latissimus dorsi flap, whatever. It's a big long word, but basically where they took latissimus muscle and skin to kind of flip it all around to the front, and for my reconstruction. So I just want to talk a little about what the past 6 weeks has been like, as far as like pain, how I feel, range of motion, scarring, and all of that stuff. So pain level has gotten tolerable. So I'm going to be honest and share that the first like 2 weeks of getting my fills, so far I've had 5 fills, 1 at the hospital before I woke up from surgery, like during surgery, and then 4 over the past 6 weeks. And each fill is roughly like 30 to 50 cc's. So I'm approximately now at around 230 to 250 cc's per breast. Now, that looks different on every body. So I've had total of 5 fills. Since my last video, we're just gonna talk boobs for a second. Let me just do a little show and tell. And so I think I did kind of like a little side view for you guys last time. You can see there's definitely a lot more there, so that's exciting. And okay, so this is kind of fun. So like, I'm not showing you anything, but I have a little teeny bit of something going on there, a little cleavage. I'm excited. And actually have like a little under boob, which is kind of fun. So there's all the fun parts of reconstruction. So the not as fun parts I was about to share is the first couple of weeks as they started doing the fills. Something I personally experienced was a little bit, okay, so I'm claustrophobic. The feeling when all of the skin is stretching, that's the whole idea, is that they're stretching the skin to make room for an implant, but we're not there yet. So while all of the skin is stretching, it feels like someone's got like that vice grip, like around your whole chest area, you know, making it really difficult to breathe. It's like a lot of shallow, deep breaths. And being claustrophobic, I actually did have some anxiety. I had a couple of like full-fledged like panic attacks because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was just being squeezed and there was no way out. Now, I do totally acknowledge that it's like a mind over matter kind of thing, and I eventually got there. But the first couple of weeks, I did struggle with that. So during that time, I was also still taking like pain pills and or muscle relaxers because of the fills. So in all honesty, the muscle relaxers, which is pretty much what I was using, really did help with that anxiety. There were a few more things that I did implement, like some herbal teas. I had, you know, my family members like give me little shoulder massages and things that would be like relaxing for me. So those things definitely help. Honestly, the muscle relaxers help more than anything, but don't get hooked on those. Beyond that, it's gotten better. So the tightness is still there. I think there's, it's maybe not quite as tight feeling as, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm getting used to the feeling of the tightness. And maybe it's not quite as tight as it was initially, like the skin is starting to expand, so that's good. So it does get better. So if you're following behind me, just know if you can make it through like the first, you know, maybe 2 weeks. Everyone's different though. You might just wake up and be like, no issues whatsoever. So we talked about the anxiety. Let's talk about the pain. So good news is the front incisions. So I did have the flap. So I actually have 2 incisions per breast. Foob, as they're called, fake boob, foob. Whatever you want to call them. I have 2 incisions per each. Now, Having had a mastectomy, bilateral mastectomy before, there was a lot of sensation that was lost. So this surgery kind of added to that. A lot of the nerves have been, you know, whatever, compromised. So I don't feel as much. So I really am not bothered by the feeling of these incisions, and they are pretty fine and flat. Like, my surgeon did a really good job. And it's only 6 weeks, so they will continue to get better. What I am doing is I am lubing a lot. I'm using 100% like aloe vera, and I let that soak in, and then I follow that with, it's like this Palmer's tummy butter, or you can just get like Palmer's cocoa butter. It's all like cocoa butter that a lot of people use for you know, their bellies when they're pregnant to avoid stretch marks. It definitely works on scarring and for the stretching skin. So those I have found super helpful and relieving of the skin when it feels really tight and stretching. So, and it's also helping with the scars. On top of that, I am also using silicone strips to help with the scarring as well. What I will share is that my back is not numb, and okay, so I've kind of described it as the feeling, it feels like I've been in a knife fight, and I kind of have, and I definitely sort of lost. So I have some pretty big incisions like on both sides of my back. I feel like on the surface, so on the outer surface, it feels like I've been cut with a knife, basically, like, and that it's healing. Like, that's what I feel. It's sensitive to the touch on the outside. On the inside, the best part of this, I was super concerned about the actual latissimus muscle, the interior, like, how am I gonna feel? Can I move? Yes, I can feel. No, yes, I can move. No, I really don't feel anything. So that's really good news, you guys. Range of motion, like, I could actually do like a rowing move. I can stretch, I feel it. I can stretch, I can go up. I definitely feel the pulling, which they have like cording under the arms. But if you've had a mastectomy, or if you're just now having a mastectomy, after several weeks, you can begin physical therapy. And so I have not yet started that in clinic, but I have started some things at home. So I will be getting into the clinic soon to start that physical therapy. And they will work on range of motion. They'll also use some massage techniques to kind of work out that tight cording under each arm. And ultimately, not yet, but ultimately I will start doing some exercises to kind of help re-strengthen my upper body, my back, and kind of getting these muscles re-engaged, but we're not ready for that. The recovery time for this particular surgery, based on my surgeon, everyone might be a little different, is 6 to 8 weeks. I'm right at the 6-week mark. So I've got a couple more weeks before I can really like incorporate weights or truly exercising those areas. Anything beyond just stretching right now, you know, like, we're just holding off on that. Hey, you guys, if you have any questions, if you're following behind me, and if you have any questions, or if you've been ahead of me and you have any tips for something that maybe I should know, I'd love to know. Please share your questions or suggestions in the comment box below. And definitely, I would be grateful, and I think everyone who kind of comes into this community is also grateful for having those kind of things to read. So thank you for following along, and thank you for your continued support. And as always, and until next time, get out there and live your best life. You know, cancer sucks, but life doesn't. And we get to choose our attitude, right? Gotta love that. Love you guys. Until next time, bye.